And live from somewhere, not New York. It's Sunday afternoon. Get a few people to get in. Oh, where's my chat window? Chat window. Did they rename it? Oh, there it is. Hello, folks. Oh, hey, Adam. In like Flint, Adam. Goody, how fast would you click that button? Nick, Nick dropped. DP red. Hey guys, welcome. Come on in. Welcome to my place, on my little slice of place on the internet, on the YouTubes. Connection is unstable. Connection is good. Oh, hey, how am I coming in? I'm getting bandwidth warnings here. Hopefully it stays okay. Let me know if I'm being pixelated. Please, of all days, I don't want to be pixelated today. It's wavering. It's going from unstable to pretty good. That's weird. Let me move the antenna a little bit. Maybe that'll help. Peter. So you do subscribe, you cheeky little. Well, stay on, Peter. I'm going to show some goodies later. Looks on my end. You seem just a tad bit out of focus. Oh yeah, I may be out of focus. The camera, this camera doesn't. I was too lazy to set the manual focus, so that's normal. Maybe it'll focus on my hand a little bit, and now I'm gonna focus on my face. Well, don't worry about it. It's out of focus, but doesn't seem like any connection issues. Okay, that's good. Now it's just fairly good in connection. All right, give people a couple more minutes to come in, and I will start the show. Okay. Nick. Looks focused, okay. KFJ, hello KFJ, Kilo Foxtrot Josh. Everybody, welcome. Welcome to HobbyView Live. I thought I'd do a live show for various reasons. One of the main reasons I need a reason to stay awake. It's not terribly bad, but you know, I'm afraid if I don't do anything, I'm going to go to sleep, and that's not good because my clock is all screwed up. So, well, yeah, I guess we'll talk about it a little bit. So, as we got a few people in here, 13, kind of an odd, not a huge crowd, but hopefully people will join. So, as the title of the video says, sort of, Godzilla is it's a metaphorical reference to Japan, so to speak. So, yes, if you follow some of my social media stuff, I'm terribly active on it, but I did post a few things noting that I was out of town. I was actually in Japan, both fortunately and unfortunately for work. So it's neat to go there on somebody else's dime, but it also means I don't have a whole lot of time to go around and look around and stuff. But since I was there over a weekend, I had a chance to kind of go around, look around, and grab some stuff while I was there. But I thought you guys might be interested in some stuff I picked up, and just in general talk about a few things that's new on the workbench here at the HobbyView Studios, and to see what you guys are up to. And it's been a while since I've done a live show, so I thought I'd kill several birds with one stone, so to speak. Now, I really apologize if I sound a little off today. I may not be as chipper as usual, simply because my body cycle is way out of whack. I literally just got back yesterday, and so the jet lag is starting to kick in pretty bad. So I'm doing my best. I need to stay awake. So I thought, hey, let me do a live show. Force myself not to pass out. I was actually watching TV on the couch a little earlier, and I was starting to doze off, and that's not good. So anyway, thanks everybody for joining me. Let's see if I can try something here. Let me see if I can find. Hold on a second. Let me fold up the folder here on the computer. I gotta find the right drive. Is it manuals? Yeah, good. Share drive. Shared. Give me a second to find the right folder. Hobby slew. Here. And it looks like it. Here. And it's going to take its sweet time. All right. Oh, maybe I should copy into a local drive. Hold on a second. Let me do something. See if this will work. Hopefully this won't take too long. Otherwise, it's going to be really slow. Sorry, I didn't think of doing this before I started the show. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Anybody see the eclipse that happened a couple weeks ago? I was out. I did not see it, get a chance to see it. I actually had an invite for some people to go see it. I couldn't go because I was out of country when it happened. So if you saw it, let me know what you thought of it. Because especially if you were in total, what do they call it? Total something or another. Total darkness. Total obfuscation. Pictures. Oh, shoot. Wrong button. Wrong button to grab it. Sorry, I'm trying to do two things at once and it's not working out well. Should have thought of this, sorry. I am not prepared as I thought I was. Oh yeah, it's going pretty fast. Okay, so I am not looking at the chat. So, totality. Yeah, that's it. Totality here. One of probably the most unique things I've ever experienced. Oh, I should actually show it. Hey, Adam, how great you're able to see it. We had a minor, partial eclipse a month or two ago here, and it didn't get totally eclipsed, but it got a noticeable portion of it. It was sort of surreal, just that. I can imagine if you were in the totality, what that must have been like. And I know a bunch of people who went off to see it or tried to see it, and it's good that the weather was clear enough that you can see it. I know in Texas area it was on and off depending where you were. That's great. Hopefully you got some pictures and stuff. I saw a picture. The neatest thing I saw was a picture from space, from somebody in the space station. Took a picture of the Earth during the eclipse event over in North America, and it was creepy. It looked like an alien invasion or something. You did not look real. It looked like something out of Hollywood. So that was pretty cool. It's neat that they get to use a part of the space station one of the last pieces they put up, as a matter of fact, something called the cupola. And it was just a little room with a bunch of windows on it that they put up there on one of the modules so the crew can just hang out, view the Earth, take pictures. And in one case, one of the Canadian astronauts became pretty famous for playing his guitar up there in it. So that's pretty cool. You can look it up. So that's great. All right, let me. I think I've copied over. Oh, give me about 10 seconds and I'll start. Oh, looks like it's finished. Did it? Okay. All right. So I'm going to start off with just a few pictures I took while I was over in the land of the rising sun. You might be kind of curious. Not a whole lot of pictures, just a few random stuff. Let's start it off, and then we'll get into. Of course, it's going to be. I want to try to make the show, of course, mostly hobby focused, but there's a few esoteric things you might find interesting. Especially this trip was really, really interesting for me in a lot of different ways. So let's get started here. Let me start sharing some stuff. Here, let me open this up. I really need a new mouse. Okay, how is this not in order? There we go. Let's get some things in order. All right, there we go. All right, let me start. Let's see, present, share screen, maybe a window. There's that. Share. All right, is that sharing? Ah, okay, it is. All right. So make sure you squeeze them biggened, and you'll see some things from Japan. So the things that was really neat this trip, because I was there last year in September-ish or so, also for work, and it was just hot and dreary, hot and humid. It was basically Houston. It was neat, but it was what was neat this time is we actually were able to get there during the cherry blossom season. And if you know anything about Japan, the cherry blossom season is a big deal over there, where these cherry blossom trees bloom, and it only lasts for like 2 weeks at the most. So we were fortunate to get there just as they were approaching full bloom. Normally this is a bit late in the season, but apparently they had a little bit colder weather or cooler weather than usual, so it delayed it about a week or two. And we got to see them. It was really quite striking. This picture probably doesn't do it justice. They are just very pretty flowers, kind of a whitish pinkish color, and they're all over the place. And the Japanese have high regard to the cherry blossom season, to the point where they'll actually go outside and sit under the trees. They actually have a name for it. They call it hanami, or literally flower watching. Where they'll go outside and sit under the trees, have lunch, and even the locals really like it. This is on a pathway. You can see the really striking colors and just really pretty. And even the local, there's a lady here, you can kind of see, the Japanese lady had stopped to take some pictures of the cherry blossoms. And they were all over the place, and it lasted for a few days. It was kind of sad after a few days. They started turning different colors and then just falling off the trees. We had a light rainstorm that came out, and it just kind of obliterated them too. It was weird effect of almost looking like snow as they're falling, but it was leaves. So I was real honored to have the opportunity. We went to a conveyor belt sushi place. You can see the, I'll put that again. How do I do that? Where'd it go? I have to go back. It was kind of neat. It was just a little, I'll show it again. I hope you can see that. And there's a plates. And if it was your order, it would stop right at your table. You can pull it off. And you had a little tablet. You can select your food and stuff. It was pretty good. It was pretty neat to see the stuff go flying by to other tables and whatnot. I actually had a chance to get out on a weekend. A bunch of us went down to Kyoto. And on the way, we made sure that we sat on the correct side of the bullet train so we could see Mount Fuji. And there it is, Mount Fuji. First time I've ever seen Mount Fuji. And it was neat because it was still slightly snow-capped. And you can see the view. It's a bit off in the distance. So this is a cell phone pic. I was surprised it came out this well. Cell phone pic looking through the window of a bullet train. But we got to see Fuji-sama. Iconic. In fact, here's the nose of a bullet train. These are the high-speed Shinkansen, as they call them. These things run just under 200 miles an hour. I actually pulled out the GPS on my phone, and it was hovering around 175 miles an hour, if I remember correctly. I think technically it can go faster, but it may depend on the rail system and where they're going. So it's very smooth, very nice. They have power in them, so you can power your laptops and charge your cell phones. The only thing is they, for the most part, no longer have food service. They used to have food cart ladies that go down through the aisles offering you light food and snacks. And they stopped doing that, I guess, due to lack of demand, so you had to grab your own food before you got on. When I was in Kyoto, I was greeted by some ninjas. I presume semi-life-size ninjas there. I don't know why there are a bunch of ninjas in Kyoto, or shinobi. Good question, why they're there. The interesting thing in Kyoto is a lot of people running around in period clothing. And there's a couple ladies in kimonos. And I saw a lot of people, not necessarily Japanese people, a lot of foreigners. It's a very popular tourist attraction, and a lot of them were wearing kimonos of various types. It's funny to see a lady say, "Oh, a Japanese lady in a kimono," and she turns around and starts speaking in Chinese. It's like, "Oh, okay." But anyways, Kyoto is a very historic place. Didn't take a whole lot of. I took a bunch of pictures. I'll just show you a couple. There's a famous bamboo forest that we went to. That was just pretty neat. There was the what was it? 1,000 Gate Temple, Inaji, I think, or something like that. It's on the base of a mountain, and there's these gates, tories, and temples, and this place they were all over the place. You'd walk through a tunnel of these gates, and they would run for hundreds of feet. So there were thousands of them. Uh, Tobacco, no. Okay. Anyways, so there's a lot. Once you got up near the top of the mountain, there's a great view of the city, and you can still see a few cherry blossoms were up. And it was just really wonderful sight, clean air. It was just a really nice. It was a hike, man. It almost killed me walking up all those stairs, and there were a lot of stairs going up to the top. But it's one of the many, many temples in Kyoto. The name is eluding me exactly what it was. I think it was like Inaji Mountain or something like that. Uh, but it was very nice, very scenic. And this is the actual bullet train I took on the way back. I ran up to the front, took a picture of it because they have such a weird nose now. They used to have sort of a bullet nose, but now the modern ones have this duck platypus looking. But I think they did that for the better control of the air around the car, so they I guess more aerodynamic, and they don't have as harsh of a shock wave around them. Because when you have two trains, if you're in a bullet train, you get passed by another bullet train going in the opposite direction. There used to be pretty pronounced shock of air that goes around. Now there was much milder, so I think that's why they look kind of weird now. But if you ever have a chance to ride one, go ahead and ride one. So anyways, you know, well, yeah, I was looking at the chat here. So anyways, of course, being in another country, I have to go to the hobby shops if I can. So I actually went around. I visited a few that I visited before and a couple that were completely new that I had not been to before. Now, Tam Tam, as I've been there before, if you saw my video last time I went, you saw some pictures of Tam Tam. It's like 4 or 5 floors of a hobby shop with different things on each floor. And so it's really close. This is in the city, the sub-city, what do you call it? In Tokyo, they have a whole bunch of areas that are very famous. They're not, what do they call them? We got almost like boroughs or something. And this is called Akihabara. Real famous for tourists, especially those who like Japanese culture and anime and stuff. Akihabara is really, really popular with tourists. And so you can go there. You see a lot of foreigners running around and looking for stuff, and usually going to all the anime shops. And I went to a few, but I'm not really huge into anime anymore. But the models, I got to go to the model shops. So, whoops, did I click too much? So, yeah, it's slow. So, anyways, am I in the right? I'm not going to bore you with more pictures of Tom Tom. I did find a new place called a Gundam shop. If you know, Gundam is one of the biggest franchises in Japan for anime, and there's models of everything in Gundam. So I found this neat little shop. I actually found out about a YouTuber. I had never heard about it, and it was kind of hard to find. It wasn't easy. You have to kind of know it's there because it's a little teeny tiny sign, and you got to go up. It's like one floor on a 10-story building, whatever. And I got this big giant model of Gundam, and it specializes in models and related paraphernalia to the Gundam franchises. And so it's pretty neat. I ended up picking up a plastic model that was fairly rare that I really liked. The great thing now for us in America is that the money conversion is really good. So things are much cheaper now in Japan than they were in previous years. So I thought it was neat. If you're familiar with the series, some of the staff were wearing clothes from the show. So you've got this guy on the right is wearing a uniform. I think the pilots wore from the original series. And the other guy's got, I think, more of an officer uniform. That was kind of funny. And they were working on a model. They were building something there. They were building some models. Of course, Gundam is all robot-type model for the most part. Some spaceships. Any car guys? I saw this on the street. I said, well, that looks interesting. I have no idea what it is. I think it's a left-hand drive too. So it looks British. Or maybe it's a right-hand. It's hard to say. It's a small car. British, I don't know if it's MG or something like that. I just thought that was kind of cool. It's interesting to see some of the cars you see there. All the cars are pretty different. Most of them are little boxy little things that, are speed bumps here in the States. But every once in a while, you see something that's really kind of unique or kind of interesting. In fact, it doesn't even, I guess he looks Japanese. I'm going to say he may not even be Japanese, but I had to stay at a different hotel this time because it was so busy. And I was walking out, and I saw this. I said, wait a minute, Cyberdine. Where have I seen Cyberdine before? Oh, I know. And you probably know. If you don't, I'll show you in a couple seconds. Because when I walked into a mall nearby, they also had a Cyberdine studio. And inside that Cyberdine studio, of course, was a Terminator. Uh, so they had, somebody knew was in on the joke. I have more pictures, but I didn't take them. I didn't load them. But apparently, this company specializes in literally power suits. You wear them, you strap them on, and they give you augmented power mobility. And so they got motors in the joints, and you can see some here in the case. And it looked like at some times you could actually try them on. Here's another one here. It wasn't quite open, but it looks they had some things in the back. Looked like you could rent them or something. Strap some of these suckers on and walk around and lift up cars or something. So that was pretty cool. And oh, that was my title. There was a Evangelion robot in there. Also in the mall was a Toys R Us. Here I thought Toys R Us was out of business, but in the mall there was a very large Toys R Us inside. And I actually ended up buying a model kit out of there. They had one there I've been looking for some time, and it's expensive here in the States. And I actually went to the mall again on real quick on Saturday morning, and there was a whole line of people lined up. Apparently there was some special event, and a whole bunch of kids and people were lined up getting something, cards or something. So yeah, Toys R Us is not quite dead. Now I stopped by a place called Bic Camera. I had heard, I was actually looking for a camera lens for my Panasonic camera I use on the channel sometimes, and some of my reviews, and my zoom lens had developed a problem. It no longer would focus when I had zoomed in on anything. The telephoto focusing had some really weird issue. I don't know what happened, but it just suddenly happened. It may have got dropped or something. And so, well, I said I will go to TomTom Camera and see if they have the lens, and they did, and they didn't. They here's kind of inside. It's neat because they still have more Gundam robots next to the camera lenses. So they had it on display the lens I needed, but they were out of stock. And so on the way to another store, I happened across a used camera place, and they ended up having a lens I could use for cheaper with a better telephoto power. Not quite a wide range of focal length as my old lens, but still it's got a little more zoom, and it got what I needed. So I was happy to pick up a lens there. TomTom Camera has many floors, and on one of the floors was a huge selection of plastic model kits. Mostly sci-fi anime, but a huge, I was surprised. Somebody had told me, said, hey, they have plastic models at Bic Camera. I said, oh, okay, I thought maybe a couple shelves, but no, it was huge. This is just a small section of it. I think I got another picture. And everything, here's some Star Wars stuff they had there, of models and toys and all kinds of stuff. I was really impressed. And ostensibly a camera store. Some to the future DeLorean kits and toys. You can see a Speed Racer thing on the right. Last time I knew about this shop, but I wasn't able to visit it, and I finally was able to visit. It's got this teeny tiny little sign. You can see the Tamiya, but it's called Super Radiocon, or radio. The Japanese call it Radio Control Radiocon. And you got to go up a couple floors, and you come to the entrance here. You can see all the RC cars. Advertisements for Hobby Show, Tamiya. Tax-free if you're foreigners. You can get tax-free stuff over a certain price. Taxes are built into the price of everything, so if you show your passport and you buy over, I forgot what it was, 5,000 yen or something like that, you can get the price reduced slightly because of taxes. And going in, I'm not going to show a whole lot of pictures, but there's some RC planes. There's a K-8 or something like that, and a Mustang. It was, of course, in Japan being, well, not Japan, Tokyo. I don't think there's a whole lot of places to fly stuff in Tokyo, so it was mostly rail-controlled cars. But they had a lot of stuff crammed into this store. It wasn't a very big place, but just walls. This is just one of the dozen rows of just stuff, just crammed in. RC car stuff. It was really neat. Some familiar brands, some unfamiliar ones. And I just went real quick and took a few pictures. But they did have a bunch of kits, a bunch of RC plane kits. So this is just I took a bunch of pictures just as a sampling of just pilot kits. Apparently the pilot company is still in business. They've been around for a long time. And I saw a lot of gliders and some RC stuff. These are all RC planes, but bunch of gliders, some power stuff. Somebody mentioned on my chat on the term that there's a slope soaring site apparently in the Tokyo area. On the right, you can just barely see these are balsa wood sheets. They had a nicely packaged balsa sheets for if you're doing free flight or something. Really, really nice wood. But they had powered planes, some electric ones, some gas. Of course, a bunch of RC cars, a bunch of Tamiya stuff here, of various stuff. I don't think anything unusual. Some new kits. Whoops, double click. Walking around, you can rent these carts, these little street carts, Mario Karts, go-kart things. They'll take you on a tour of the Tokyo streets. We went to Shinjuku area. There were a bunch of these driving around, people driving them. We briefly thought about renting some ourselves. I found another hobby shop. I think they called it the Gundam. No, it was, I forgot what it was called. It was sort of another shop for plastic models. It had, it was neat though, but it had newer stuff and had some old vintage stuff. And it popped in there and some books. A new place I had not been to before. I saw some neat things. Dang it, this mouse button is really getting me. Stop by Volks. Volks is well known for their plastic models. They have some really, really fantastic plastic model kits for airplanes. And so they have their own shop. I met the people here at the IPMS Nationals last year. They were there setting up booths. And they have some wonderful models. This is 1/32 scale HS-129. I believe is a very new kit. According to the thing here, from what I remember. An unusual aircraft, basically kind of the German A-10 of its time in World War II. Should be pretty big. And I thought that was kind of cool. And they've got a lot of different stuff. They have several levels on Volks, and you can go up and down. And this may not have been Volks. I think this was another. No, I think this was Volks. Yeah, it was Volks. So each level, I think they have like 4 or 5 floors. One's for figures, one's for playing cards, one's for plastic models, one's for Gundams. And I thought this was kind of funny. This is a bunch of girl, I don't know, high school girl, whatever, figures, and they all have guns. I don't know if you can see it. They all have guns of different types. Apparently it's a thing that you can buy, not only these figures, but I got a little booklet. Oh, I should have. A booklet of these little, I think they're 12 scale. And they all have different types of guns. She's got a handgun. She's got some sort of big rifle. She's got some sort of really complicated thing. You can see the girls in the back with that's a Browning or something. I just thought it was kind of funny. Japanese, I don't know. And you can apparently buy all these guns separately. On all, you name it, they have it. They went OCD, full autistic on all kinds of little guns you can get for these figures. And of course, Japan being Japan, there's these, okay. Well, anyways, driving around outside of Tokyo, we're in a different town, and there was another hobby shop, but I was in the car and I couldn't stop. And I said, hobby shop. So I quickly whipped out the map and tried to pin it so I can find it in the future. Hopefully next time I'll be able to visit this hobby shop, which was pretty nice. Good thing the photo came out. I don't know if I have much. Oh, we're at a restaurant. Here's a robot that delivered food to our table. And so it had a cat face, and you'll see in a second. This was all autonomous. It would come out to your table, drop the food off, and then you say you're done, and it would just kind of run off on its own. It had sensors on it, so it would stop if you walked in front of it. I was in another shop, and it was a pretty neat kind of, almost like a Big Lots or not O'Reilly's. What's that name of that? Wally's? Whatever. It's like one of those sort of semi-dollar store, discount store, but it was huge. And I walk around the corner, and there's a bunch of replica guns. gun ownership in Japan is pretty much illegal, except for various circumstances and special licenses. But I'll be darned if you can find the most realistic toy guns. They shoot little plastic BBs, little yellow plastic BBs. I was half tempted to bring one back, but then I wanted to live, so I didn't. But they had a whole bunch. You can see them in the background. And then 92. I'm not a gun person, so I just pulled one out that kind of looked cool. I mean, Desert Eagle. Well, Desert Eagle, huh? Well, spelling aside, you want a really cool replica gun, Japan's the place to go. Is that it? I think that's it. So that's just a sampling, some of the pictures I took and the great weirdness of Japan. Let me stop sharing here. Let's see. Anybody on the chat there? Is anything interesting? Fuji-sama News Memories. Yeah, Stuart, you were there? I think he might have told me. I don't remember. Yeah? Saku. Don't Junior, Peter. Yeah. A desert eagle. You eat it. You know, it's not the location geographically. I'm also finishing up my Pocari Sweat that I picked up at the Tokyo airport. Oh, yeah, it's a really good tasting sweat. All right, let me move the camera over. I'll talk about a couple things I actually picked up. Let me turn this off. So there's even a few things that I actually haven't seen yet. So let me move this camera around a little bit. Sorry if it's going to be shaky for a second. Gotta move it over to this whatchamacallit. Oh, that doesn't work. Why is this not working? Hold on a second. Oh, this is how we do it. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting used to this new rig here. I keep forgetting how it works. All right, here we go. There we go. Tighten that. Tighten that. Tighten that. There we go. Make sure that's tight and that's tight. All right. So we've got a top-down camera here. And, doing this so I can show off a few things I brought back with me. You might find interesting. All right. So the first thing I'll show is, here we go. Yeah, it looks pretty good. So hopefully it's focused. So all around Japan, especially in the cities and stuff, are these gumball machines. They call it gochipan or gochi. And if you put in a couple bucks or so, and you get sort of a randomized toy. They have themes, so there's a groupings. So if you want a Dragon Ball toys or fake food or whatever. And I was in a restaurant and I saw this and I said, well, this is kind of interesting. So I paid a few bucks and it comes in this little thing here. And inside they give you a whole, it's random, but you can sell on a machine that they had these weird little signs. Human pictograph. Some sort of light. Right. 2. So you can see there's a bunch. Oh, sorry. I was looking at it and not holding it up correctly. There you go. Sorry about that. There you go. So there's like 6 different ones. You can't choose. You just get one. And so I got one popped out. In fact, I'm going to take it out here. Ruin it. Oh well, didn't need the bag anyways. So the pictures on them are hilarious, actually. And so you can see that. You can just see that there's somebody what looks to be in the bathroom on a commode, and there's somebody, and he's like on the phone, You see some music note. You just kind of just doodling on the phone while there's another person outside, and apparently some intestinal pain, and he really needs to get in. This is pon pain. But what's neat about it is it lights up. There's a little light inside. It came like that. It came with a battery and a little switch, and it's just this goofy. I really don't know what good they are, but it just looks funny. I'll stick it on my desk. It might have. Is that a magnet? It is. There's a magnet on the back. So it's magnetic, so you can stick it to something, like a refrigerator magnet or something. That's pretty darn cool. Well, that for a couple bucks, Gumball machine. All right, so what else? So I did pick up some modeling stuff. Saw that this was the some F-86s. These are the old Japanese, I think, demonstration team, and I just thought it was cool. Let me open up, as a matter of fact. I think they're just little toys in this one. So I think that is it. Just to move that up. Oh yeah. Oh, it's just one. So I wasn't sure if it was a whole group of them or just one. So apparently it's just one, and you can form. You can buy a bunch of them, and you can sort of make a grid of them. But it's pretty nice. It's really, actually, really quite nice. Let me open it up real quick here. Nicer than I thought. So these are just little desktop models, I guess you could say. Comes with a card, F-86 Sabre. So the Japanese had a bunch of F-86s. They call them, I think, the T. Well, there's a trainer version, I believe it was called the T1, but I believe their actual military ones are called F-86s. I should wish how to put it together. It's got wheels. But I just wanted to take one of the package real quick. It's a semi-kit. There's a few pieces you just snap together, snap into the thing. But I want to take a look at this guy. Look at this. This is some, hopefully it's focused. Here we go. This is, hold on one second. Let me expand. I'm looking at the monitor. The screen on my camera is dead, so I had to look at the monitor. There we go. This is all pre-painted. It's plastic. It's got panel lines in it. Some nice painting on it. The bottom. This is really, really nice for a little. It's tiny. It's probably maybe 1/100 scale. I would guess. 1/144. There we go. It's on the box, and you got wheels and stuff you can plug in. You can pop the tail on, but it's really, really pretty. They did a great painting job on it. You got a pilot figure in there. I don't know if it'll focus that close. Yeah, you can see the pilot figure. Yeah. So you just want a quick model to stick to your desk or something. And let me zoom out again. So I won't put it together here. I just wanted to take a look. And there's a stand for it. And all that for 800 yen. So it's probably roughly, I don't know, $5, $6, something like that. And a couple more. So I was walking around and I saw these. They're called mini collection, wing kit collection. And two of these planes are really ones I was really interested in. The only thing is, from what I understand, they're random. You can't really choose which one you want. You just buy the box, and if it's what you want, hooray for you. If it's not, haha, sorry sucker, go buy another one. So fortunately, not too terribly expensive. I forgot what the price was on these things. I didn't see it. But I thought, well, I'll take my chances. I'll buy two. So that maybe there's a chance I can get at least one of the ones I want. So you got a P-51, you got a Key 61 Tony, and a Shinden. Yeah, Shinden baby. The one I really wanted was a Shinden, but I'd also be really happy with the Key 61 as well. Those are pretty cool. And everybody likes Mustangs, but you know, I've already got the Mustangs. And the last thing I need is another. In fact, I have a little toy Mustang that's about this size. So we're going to go live. We're going to open this up and see what I got, because I have no idea. So we're going to find out together, did I get what I want or no? It's a P-51. Okay, but I'm mildly disappointed. Not excited. What? But maybe. But maybe. You know what? Yeah. I'm not too happy about it, but we're not saying I'm not unhappy. Just I got. Oh, look at a piece of gum. But maybe anybody on the channel interested in this, even though it's opened, maybe I'll give it away to somebody watching the episode on the live stream. If anybody's interested, chime in, and maybe I'll run a random number generator or something. But let's see. Look at the second one. What's in here? God, I got another one. Well, just my luck. 2 P-51s. They're really nice, though. I mean, it's. I'm going to zoom in. There's some panel line details and some. Oh, look at some water slide decals. Looks like. Man, I should have grabbed more. But oh, I got instructions. Yeah, what's interesting? Did the P-51s ever have that on the tail? Oops, sorry. I don't recall P-51s with that kind of decal. That kind of almost the pre-war kind of stripes. That's different. But so now I have 2. If there's no, maybe I'll give them both away. How about that? They're open, so they're not the greatest thing, but they're kind of cool. If you want a little desktop thing. Got enough souvenirs. But I know the store. If I ever go back or I see them again. So those are the 2. So at least I got the cool F-86s in the Japanese scheme. P-51s I'm not. These, I'm going to put these back together. Huh. Because it didn't say anything P-51 on it. It just says 18. I'm pretty sure they're random. 03. Oh, there's other options too. You can see other color options. Or what do you want to call it? Different decals for the P-51s, for the Key 61s, and for the Shindens. I thought I'd get 2 different ones at least with the boxes. I thought I'd selected different ones from. Oh well. You pay your money, it takes your chances. One other thing, I was walking in the store. I think the same store I got those planes. And I saw this. I said, well, what is? Oh, they call it Mr. Polisher from Mr. Hobby. Mr. Hobby is a well-known company there. They make a lot of paints and stuff like that. And basically, in fact, I'm going to open it up. We're going to open this up for the first time. This is kind of cool. When I saw that, and it wasn't expensive at all. So it's a very simple concept. Basically, take an electric toothbrush and put a bit of sandpaper on the end. And you've got a little motorized sander for detailed work. So there's a sander thing in the end. And I presume there's a button here somewhere. There it is, I think. Oh yeah. And there's a little holder. Let me zoom back out. So it looks like, if I can figure out how to take it apart. There we go. So there is batteries that go in it. I grabbed, it says AA, so I grabbed a couple of AA's here. Where did they go in? I saw a picture. Oh, I think. Okay. Oh, here it is. Okay, I was looking for how they go in, and I missed it. So, negative, positive, down. Trying to look how we got it in here. I wonder if it matters. Oh, there it is. There's a little tab. Here's for alignment. All right, see if it works. Yay! Oh, I just sanded my finger. Well, that's pretty neat. I think there's a warning on the package. It's not a toothbrush. So obviously this probably doesn't have a whole lot of use for big RC models, for plastic models and stuff. I think this might be pretty neat to be able to sand small areas without wasting a lot of elbow grease, or just for the novelty of it. That's pretty cool. I'll stick that in there. And there's replaceable bits of sandpaper in here. They're different grits, presumably. Oh yeah, there it is. 600, 800, 1000. Fortunately, I also bought some, I think, 200, 400 or 200 as well. So I am set. So I'm ready to build some plastic models, or finish some, or not. I don't talk about it much, but I do play with, if you can guess what's in here, it is a train set. And I actually like to play with trains on and off, and especially N scale stuff. And Japan is a great place for getting N scale. If you're into trains, you know all about Kato and other things. And I thought when I was there, I would pick up the a train set of the Tsukuba Express. This is a train I took a lot when I was there to go from where I was into the city. There was a direct line into one of the main city stations, and there's different ones. This is the TX 2000 series of trains, and so the ones I rode were the 2000 series and the 3000 series. And so I said, well, while I'm here, let me pick up a replica of it, the Tsukuba Express. And I think I found this in the Tom Tom, as a matter of fact, the store I mentioned earlier. And it's pretty neat. There's the cars. And there you go. Nothing too fancy about it, although the fronts look cool. I really like the look of the cabin. And this is the red. They actually had different color stripes depending which one you ran, but the red one was pretty common. I think that was the Semi-Express or something like that. And they have lights on them. In fact, when I bought this, they pulled it. You know, in America, you buy something like this, they just said, okay, here you go, buy it, see you, goodbye. But when I bought this, he actually opened it up, pulled it out, and showed me that the lights work. You put it on a test track, and the lights work, and you put the engine. The engine's actually, the motor car is here, I think? No. Here? It's not on what you would think would be the front ones. Yeah, this is it. So one of the motorized cars is actually one of the passenger cars, and not one of the end cars. Yeah, this is nothing. It just has lights in it, but it's not motorized, which is interesting the way they do that. So it's pretty cool. And one thing I found out I didn't realize, but in a lot of these trains, these are also the passenger car, even though the driver is in the front. So if you're lucky, or if you plan ahead and get into one of the front cars, you can actually, there's windows in the back of the driver cabin. So you can actually look over the driver's shoulder as he's going down the track. And I took a couple of pictures when I did that once. You can see his control panel, you can see what he's doing, and sometimes they wave to the other drivers, and as you're going down the track. It's a pretty cool sight to see when you're on them. So, yeah, like, you're not familiar with the Japanese train service. It's very efficient, very timely. There's a thing here. And pretty neat thing to ride. You can get train pass cards that you refill, prepaid cards and stuff. Since it's such a population-dense country, lots and lots of trains that go everywhere, for the most part. I also picked up some magazines. I thought this was cool. I picked up a A10 of all things. Let me go this over here a little bit. This is it's called Scale Aviation. So it's a modeling magazine, and this one is apparently dedicated to the A10. And I always have a bit of a love affair with the A10, although it looks like the Air Force is finally going to decommission them. And in the front is looks like some Key 84s. Oh, anyone came on, excuse me. For some reason, I guess they're advertising some other models. And of course, there's some pinup girls for some reason. I have no idea. Oh, there's a bunch of them. And there's like a really full page spread for some reason. I don't know what she has to do with A10s. Gallery of the Nose Art Queen. Yeah, I'm not sure what nose art she was on. But inside there are some actually really nice pictures of A10 models that they built up. Some really, really good stuff. I'm not sure what kit. I think I'll tell you. Great Wall Hobby, 148 scale, A10s, some on stands. There's a neat one that's sort of semi disassembled. This way, look at the monitor. There's a olive drab one with some nice weathering on it. I haven't really looked at it. I just looked at it real quickly. There's a manga with Hitler on it for some reason. That's what is that? Is that not a not a B-52? That's, what is this? YB-60. Interesting. I'll show they always, interesting about the Japanese magazines, they always have interesting illustrations, technical details and stuff. So it's not just A10s, mostly A10s, but they got some other, some sci-fi stuff for some reason. I'm not familiar with this magazine. There's a bunch of text. There's something in the back. A Japanese plane. Ki-45 maybe? Some sort of robot thing. But some fantastic modeling. Who's ever doing this stuff? It's really, really good. Hasegawa Ki-45, yep. And there was something else that was really good. There was an airliner. Just the de Havilland Comet. From some of the companies. There it is. Mi-6, the Russian Mi-6, dilapidated. This is a plastic model, and it just looks fantastic. Just really good weathering, really good beat up. What scale is it? 48, 72nd scale. So it's not even that big. Well, Mi-6 is a pretty big heli, so it's probably a good sized kit, but usually helis are 148, so it's not a huge kit. And that's amazing work for old dilapidated, rusting out Mi-6. And there's shows it in a diorama. Also, since I was able to visit a couple different bookstores this time, I got some books on radio control models this time. There's one for cars, radio control magazine. Talking about RC bodies, and I'm not huge into cars, but oh, look at that! Some nice paintwork on that. And it's funny. I don't know if you noticed real quick, is a lot of the Japanese book open opposite than here in the States or in a lot in the West. So I got to open from the back, literally what we would call the back cover, to open it up first. This is the front cover, what we would call the back cover. But on this one, it's normal Western style. The front cover is the front cover, the back cover is the back cover. The only thing consistent is inconsistency. Oh, look at this. RC car. High power or something. Interesting. Kyosho Phaser Mark II. Well, that's pretty snazzy. Looks like something out of Mad Max. And advertisements. Oh, track. Look at that. That's circle. Oh, I need to find that next time I go. See if I can find an RC car track. This should be much more popular. MBO, I don't know what that is. Huh. Oh, Tamiya. Oh, wow. Oh, cool stuff. I really haven't looked through this. I'm sorry if I'm being quiet. I just, I just grabbed it because it's, hey, RC magazine. That's a car one. I actually got an airplane one too. Ridjocon Technique. This was all RC. It's always interesting to see what RC is in other countries. And on the cover is a scratch built, for the most part, Mi-4. A little electric plane. And I think it's a hobby show coming up. Yeah, hobby show. Yeah, in May. So let's see what do we have. We got some preamble in the front. So here's the scale scratch built Mi-6. I think it looks like you use actual metal on the outside with a wood frame and TSK. It's TSK Mechanics. Yeah, TSK frame. So TSK is doing business. So if you're a heli guy, this is really, really cool. Some fantastic work. Enya is still in business. That's amazing. Enya engine. My first RC glow engine was an Enya, and I still have it. It's all worn out, but I kept it as a kind of a souvenir from the very, very beginnings of my RC career. So it looks like they're still using glow engines. Oh, I should look at the radios. So Futaba, and that's pretty much it, huh? Interesting. Serena L99. This is a nice looking airplane. I'm not sure if it's a kit or a F3A. Interesting. Look at snazzy little electric. Oh yeah, it looks like it's a kit. You see them gluing it together. Oh, I probably saw this. There's a picture here. It's a pilot. I might have seen this at the hobby shop and didn't realize it. I had to look real quick. I didn't have a whole lot of time to spend at the hobby shop, so I ran in and out, grabbed a few things, took a few pictures. And that's a nice looking airplane. Electric. Yeah, some little foamies. Looks like one of the multiplexes or something. Some larger scale stuff. iMac. I guess it looks like they're showing you techniques on flying maneuvers. Oh yeah, the image of the plane as you're flying, different perspectives, birds doing maneuvers. Oh, look at that! Again, some interesting technical stuff. It looks like they're talking about angles, maybe trailing edge angles or rake angles on the wheels here. Servo. Looks like a deadband or a slop in a gear or something. Or that's kind of ringing. Oh, maybe when a servo moves and it doesn't quite center immediately. It's just some interesting technical stuff. Maybe for pattern flyers, things that, yeah, because it's a pattern plane-ish. Real engines from something. Oh, Key 61. So maybe the helicopter stuff. Yeah, look at that. Look, he's building a scale body, or maybe it's a plastic body, putting around a. No, it's like sand. Huh. So anyways, I'm not going to go through all of it, but just kind of. I haven't looked at this. Oh, some control line stuff. So it looks like they still fly control line in Japan. Look at that. Ah, this is from a sci-fi series. Oh, they are. Look at that. Both of these. Ultraman maybe or something. I can't remember, but so yeah, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. So yeah, so if you're into classic control line stuff, that's pretty neat. Oh, look at this. Some old radios. Very, very old radios. Quadruplex. DB Engineering Company. Oh, look at this. This is interesting. The Japanese magazine you've got. It says Harold Mao AMA 35672 from New York State. Long Island Drone Society. The things you see in other magazines. Another kit being built. Engine breakdown. OS Max 40 FSR. And it looks like they're highlighting certain things to look for, I guess, when you break one down and clean it. Yeah. Anyways, so I'm gonna have some fun looking through this. What's neat is nowadays you have on your phone app you have a Google Translate, so you can go in and read a lot of this stuff without having to learn Japanese for the most part. Oh, look at that! Some more technical stuff on servo angles and setups. That's pretty neat. Oh, look at this. Center of lateral area. Some aerodynamics, basic aerodynamics and stuff for aircraft, or model aircraft. Yeah. Hey, advertising for a ham magazine. Anyways, and some more models. Pilot. There's a pilot advertisement. I don't think there is a U.S. importer for pilot aircraft that I know of. If you do, let's throw it in the chat. I'd be curious. But speaking of that, I actually, if I can zoom out, oh yeah, I bought a model, an RC model there. This is barely an RC model. It's really thin. You know, it's just as thin as my thumb here. I got it because it would fit in a suitcase. But it is something called a, I'll stop moving in a second. Sarah DS99. It looks like it's kind of a slope soarer thing. I don't have any slope soaring in my area, but I like it has a V-tail. And it looked like it would be easy conversion to stick a little electric motor in the front and just have a little zippy little mini glider to fly around. It's not very big. Yeah, 700 millimeter wingspan. It's just, but it's small. I was curious, and it was reasonably cheap. It's 5,000 yen. Yeah, 5,000 yen. So what was that? You know, somewhere between 35, 40 bucks ish. You know, I haven't. Let's take a look at it. I haven't even opened it up. I'm not sure what company this is. Maybe it's a Cassiopeia. Oh, sorry. This is Cassiopeia. So I mean, is that the name of the company? Yeah, I guess so. It's just Cassiopeia on the bottom. So I'm not familiar with them, but let's take a look inside what this looks like here. They had bigger ones, but I thought this was just kind of cool. It's flat. Some of the boxes were triangular. Let's see how we get in here. I don't know if we can open this up. There we go. Looks like I can open it up from here. These could be crap kits for all I know. So doesn't look too bad so far. Nice manual. BK balsa kit. Oh, so wow, it's actually fairly. I was wondering how they got everything in here, and it's fairly sophisticated. You got ribs. You can see the ribs. Looks like a spar that's specially cut. Some sheeting. So the wings are fully sheeted. Looks like fuselage is sort of a box-ish, but sanded. It's got fillets. It's actually really nice. I was wondering because the fuselage in the picture doesn't look all that boxy. And there's the pieces of wood. Yeah, so we've got maybe some push rods. Yeah, some push rods, some little lightweight clevises, but this looks to be, is this laser cut? There's indeed laser cut. And some really nice laser cut. It looks like a really nice wood. A little bit of plywood here, light ply, very thin. 16 millimeter, or maybe 2 millimeter, 1.5 millimeter. No, there's some horns. Some pretty intricate cutting on this. Look at that. This is pretty nice. I may have to do a video on building this. What say you? I think this might make a neat little throw plane. Yeah, I think with a little runner brushes motor, it'd be pretty snazzy. So nice, very nice laser work. Hardly any, no scorching, just very little on the ply. Very tight beam. Oh, look at this! Look at the size of this. There's the laser cut. Little. I mean, this is tiny. Where's hold on a second. There is a piece that's so small. It's literally 2 millimeters deep, and the piece is, it's like almost too small a laser cut. 28 millimeters. So this is about 1 inch long. That's how small it is. Just over 1 inch. Teeny tiny. The wood is fantastic. Look, it looks really good. So whatever they chose for wood. So that's neat. That's it's a good thing that I took a large suitcase. One of the things I always do is I know I'm going to bring back a bunch of stuff, so I actually brought with me a rather large suitcase that I could cram a whole bunch of stuff in. And when I got back, it was crammed. So let me stick this in here. And speaking of getting back, all right, that's pretty cool. Speaking of getting back, when I got back, I did have a few things waiting for me. Some for the channel, some for not. So if you probably saw on, I had a couple things I had put in the queue to post while I was away. One was the E-Flight, what was it called? Cherokee, yeah. 1.3 millimeter, if I remember correctly? Yeah, 1.3 millimeter Cherokee. So I needed to finish up on a flight video on that. And of course the Pete and Paul. Really big Pete and Paul. I'm going to get that done. Oh, an F-56 too. So I got a bunch of stuff I got to catch up on since I was away. Then a couple more things came in. I've got, is it going to be too close? Hold on a second, let me move this back. How about this? Got this cool little thing here, I can move things around. There we go. I got the new UMX Mustang, which is pretty cool. And apparently this uses a totally different battery setup than the previous Mustang they had. So I'm really curious to see how this thing flies. So that's pretty neat. And also, I've got the Infusion 120 blade helicopter. Apparently this is new. I was not aware of this. And this came out. This one, the Mustang will be on my channel, the HobbyView channel. This one actually is a review for the AMA magazine, Model Aviation. So I'm not sure if it'll ever come up on my channel. I might eventually show it up on the channel as maybe a quick flight review. But look for this in upcoming issue of Model Aviation. But I will give you a sneak preview of it. I think it's very new. But let's see if I can. I'll just take it out. So I haven't even really looked at it. I just saw it, and so I won't take it out completely out. But the main thing about this one is apparently the motor is not geared to the main shaft. It's the motor and the main shaft are spin together, so there's no gearbox at all in this thing. You've got this, and the tail is motorized too. There's no motor in the tail there. So this should be really interesting. I'm really curious to see how this flies. I have the Blade 130, 150. I think the 150S, about the same size, maybe slightly larger, and it flies really well. But I have chipped the gears on it before and stuff, so it'll be interesting to see how well this flies. It's got a really wide motor on it, and there's no clutch, just no bearings, one-way bearings. It's just motor, shaft. So that's really interesting. It'll be interesting to see how well the state of flight civilization works. It's got a very patriotic color scheme, and uses, I think, a 2-cell battery, 2 or 3 cell, something like that. The batteries are in the other box. I took them out. So So my work is cut out for me now that I'm back. So hopefully once my jet lag is no longer lagging me, I get those ready. I think that is pretty much it. I don't think I have anything else of any significance to show you. Let me reposition the camera. I'm thinking, processing. No, I guess that's it. Let me go check the chat, see what's going on. I probably missed a bunch of stuff. Give me a second to get my camera off here. Oh, no, tighten this, loosen this. There we go. Give me one moment, please. Put the thing back on it too. I also need to clean the workshop. Get a chance. All right. Okay. Earthquake. Is that it? Well, it's gonna have to do. What is that hanging? Oh. Okay. All right. Let me. Thanks for hanging with me. Let's see what's on the chat. Let's see. There's a bunch of stuff. Okay. Do you need to know a lot of Japanese to get around? Not really, especially if you're in the main cities. They either speak English or enough English and gesturing to get you around. Knowing some Japanese absolutely helps, of course, but you can they can, you know, if you need to buy something, they'll a lot of times they'll have little signs they can point to, says in English, you know, do you want to buy a bag? Yeah, if you want a bag, for most stuff they charge extra. So so sometimes they have little signs, you know, and they'll say it, or they can. A lot of Japanese actually use a lot of English words. It's just not apparent at first because the accent is so strong. But no, there's a lot of foreigners there that don't speak any. I can speak some, so my opinion may be a little more laissez-faire than others, but you shouldn't have a problem. As long as, like I said, as long as you stay in many of the major cities and stuff. If you start going out in the country, then you probably have less people that speak English. You might want a phrase book or something. Yes, of course. I'm drinking sweat. Bakari sweat. If you're not familiar with this is basically Gatorade. This is Japanese Gatorade. And I brought some back with me. Brand spanking new Gundam Master Grade. Now, how did you know? I didn't. I bought a perfect grade Gundam, not a Master Grade, and it barely fit in the suitcase. I didn't bring it out. I didn't think people interested on the channel, but yes, I did get a big Gundam kit because as I work. Book a new RC transmitter set. No, not there. Don't need to. Pick me. Oh, is this for the? All right. All right. I'll do a random thing for whoever's left. Let's see. Okay. So if you're interested in one of those plastic model kits, shoot, how do I do that? Oh, I think I can tell to pick somebody random out of the stream. Let's see. This is the Binfer 2002 brush. Yeah, I hope so. As far as I know, you can't change the head, but you can change the sandpaper on it. So you can sort of change the thing. What you talking about? I'm not bringing the wrong tooth. magazine. I know what you're talking about. No, I didn't bring them. They were there though. I saw some. German cars are on a whole new level. Yes, yeah, they're pretty much second to none. It's really, and I have a few Tamiyas and stuff, and they're still innovating and doing some really cool stuff. What vintage magazine? I just bought those. They're brand new magazines, hot off the press. Managed for Joey Sports gotta go crazy. Okay, thanks. Cassiopeia is it? It's odd. I thought it was the name of the company because I don't remember a plane ever being called Cassiopeia, but I'd never heard of the model company Cassiopeia. I wonder if they're fairly new or they've been around. I have to look it up. Blind fly, built in gyro. Oh, okay. So let me see. Hold on. There's a tool, right? Let's see. Don't leave yet. StreamYard giveaway tool. There we go. My team. Choose a live stream. HobbyView live. Okay. Oh, that's a text. Okay. All right. So if you're interested in the anybody on a chat right now, if you're interested in one of these thingamajiggies, one of these model kit, semi-model kit display things, they're both P51s. Type in the chat. What am I going to type in the chat? You need to type in match text. I'll type it in the chat. Let's see, hashtag. What's a good thing? Sakura. S-A-K. Sakura. All right. Type that in the chat and I'll start up the random selector. And after a few minutes or so, I will choose 2 lucky winners for these pre-opened desktop model, little mini model kits of P51s, straight from Japan. Officially opened by HobbyView. So they have my fingerprints all over them. They're new in the package. I just opened them up. I didn't get what I wanted. So type in hashtag Sakura, or I don't know if it's hashtag Sakura or just Sakura. I think you just type in Sakura. It's fine. Sign them. Oh. Okay, yeah, I can sign the box. I will sign it right now. Let me find a Sharpie. We got a Sharpie. All right, so the signature edition. I will sign them both. Should I sign the front or back? Which is, I don't know. I'm not used to signing anything. Truth Gaming. Sign them. Okay, I got a few people. Yeah, for one sign, please. Robert, Sakura. I'll just sign in the front here. All right, they are now signed. Remember, just type in the chat Sakura, S-A-K-U-R-A, and you get a chance to win these 2 little guys. I'll stick right here. It's not high enough, but anyways. All right. I'll give that a few minutes. Pick me. Send me one of the people you want. I don't pick anybody. The computer picks. All right. Though I prefer, well, they're small. I guess it doesn't really matter where you are, but it'd be nice if they're all in the U.S. Can you sign it in Japanese? Yeah, I can sign it in Japanese. I can write my name in Japanese if I remember how to do it. It's been a while. Oh. There we go. Now it's in Japanese. Well, my first name is. Walk it a little harder. But it actually says Fitz. If I Fitsu. All right. Yeah, I should note that I'm a recovering Japanophile. So, so it goes with the territory. So that's why I like going to Japan so much, because I used to be a raging Japanophile. So I studied language a bit, studied reading, writing. So I can read and write a bit of it. And it's always fun to go there and practice my Japanese with the locals. The problem is understanding what they're saying, because sometimes they talk really fast. Even if I know the words, it's like, oh yeah, he's going to ask me this, and when I go buy this, and the guy go, blah, blah, blah. Like, did he say it? And then he starts, and he'll say it in English or say or point, or like, oh yeah, he did say it. He said it so damn fast. All right. Oh wow, been on for that long? Oh, sorry. Okay. All right. Any last questions before I wrap things up? Let me take a look at toothbrush. Clean. Pick up. Check the chat here. What you say? Well, it is nice being back in the States. Sucker. Wait, what? What do you mean by that, Peter? Canada? Oh, Canada? Nah, if you're in Canada, I can send it to you. Shouldn't be a big deal. Just like up in the north, eh? All right, I'll get a couple more minutes. Trying to think of anything else I'm missing. Alberta. Can't say I've ever been to Alberta. I've been to Toronto. I think I mentioned before. I was surprised how big Toronto was. I figured Toronto was just a normal, medium-sized city, and then realized it was like the size of New York City or larger. What else? I don't know. Can't really think of anything else. So maybe I will at 125. Okay, we distribute a tool. That's your test. URA. All right. HobbyView Live, my team. Got about 30 more seconds. Here people have driven off. Am I missing anything else? No, but I guess I'll say, Japan is a really cool place. If you ever have an opportunity to go, I would definitely go. It's amazing. Everybody there is very, very friendly. Lots of history there, and the food is really good. Usually, we don't really eat. You can get your McDonald's and that kind of stuff there, but even there, they're different. But lots of really neat stuff. The sea, the transportation, public transportation system is just interesting to ride. The cultures are a lot different, but it's a super safe country. You can go out in the middle of the night, not be harassed or not be bothered by anybody. People are very helpful. Lots of sights to see. You don't even have to stay in the Tokyo area. You go out, like I said, we went to the Kyoto area. You can go to places to the north or south, wherever, in the mountains. Very scenic. It's really, really, really neat. Got a couple comments here. Just tuning in, did you see any of those wrestling robots? No, sorry, I didn't. Not to say they weren't there, but I don't remember seeing any. Vending machines. Yes, there are lots of vending machines. I mentioned the gachapon one, the balls, but I actually ate quite a bit of the vending machines. Of course, drinks. They're all over the place. They have all kinds of drinks in them. Everything from beer to coffee. The hotel I was in had a vending machine. On my floor, it just sold beer. And I thought that was kind of funny. Snacks, even light food. There was in the building. The vending machine had ramen noodles and onigiri, rice balls, I guess you call them, and some food stuff, and lots of different drinks. Lots of different drinks: teas, coffees, sodas, juices, and lots of weird stuff. So they're all over the place, and that stuff was pretty cheap. A drink costs you $1 or less, depending on the size. And then that's how I got this. I got this out of a vending machine in the airport. Although you can go to the, convenience store. Oh, I should mention that convenience stores are absolutely fantastic. They have 7-Eleven, which is popular, and they got another place called Lawson's, which is basically like a 7-Eleven. And you can get the normal stuff from us. You get at a 7-Eleven. Snacks but you also have a lot of different food stuff. You get sandwiches, really good sandwiches, and rice balls and magazines and cooked food. It's really, really, you have to go to one just to see it. It's pretty cool. They say train runs at 8:01, you miss it at 8:02. That's pretty accurate, yes. It really depends on the time of day, I noticed. For the main times during the day, I guess the normal rush hour, yes, that's absolutely true. It says 8:01, and you're going to miss it. During some of the off hours, some of the trains' service is slowed down a bit, so there's a couple times the train showed up on time, but then it sat there for a couple of minutes or so until it left. But for example, I think it was at a station that was at the end of the line, fairly late at night, and so I got in it, and I'm just sitting there, and things. Probably a good 10 minutes before it left. But it was very low population. There was hardly anybody in there. So I think they scale it to how busy the times are. But yeah, during the normal high traffic areas, yeah, you got 30 seconds to get your butt in and out of the train. And there was a couple of times I got packed in a bit, standing room only. Not just standing room only, but not much of a standing room only. And it was also fascinating to see, you're on a train, it's like 10 o'clock at night, and you see school kids on there and businessmen and stuff like that. It's like, you see these school kids, like, what are you doing out at 10 o'clock at night? But anyways, and the trains are very quiet. There's nobody, when you're on a train, you can talk, but you're not supposed to yell very loudly. You put your phone on silent mode. Even the trains will tell you, put your phone on silent mode, and everybody gets on a train. They don't talk on the phones. They use their phones. They sit there like in America. Everybody's glued to their phones watching cat videos or whatever. But no smoking as well. And they're all clean and quiet. And then it's neat though. Somebody was asking about English. All the trains spoke in Japanese, English, and sometimes Chinese as well. So you can certainly get to anywhere you need to go. There's English on there to tell you where. Google Maps helps too. It'll tell you which trains to go where. It says, take the Yamanote line to the Shinjuku station, and take the Toei line to wherever. And the train arrives in this time, and the next one arrives at that time, and go to platform 2 on station 5, whatever. So Google Maps is fantastic to do that kind of stuff, to get to where you need it. Just make sure you get a prepaid card. It makes life a lot easier. All right, so let me give the giveaway tool. Let's see if I can see if this works. And I think I clicked it. Did it not click? Review live, my team. Let's just suck her up. Well, there we go. I didn't click it. There's 5 entries. Draw. Oops. I didn't realize my entry is in there. Okay, the first winner is... How did it not work? Can I copy? Copy. All right, first winner is Equine. Let me write that down while I'm thinking of it. Equine, you have won one of those little kits. Send me an email with your address and that you won. You can find the email on, where can you find it? It's on the YouTube. There's several ways you can send it to me. I can put it on there. Either the my YouTube page has the email address. You can also send me through Facebook, Instagram, even Twitter. I don't use Twitter all that much. Either one of those will work. Or I can just send it, or I can put it in the chat. Oh, try this. But I got one more. I have 2 to give away. So, HobbyView Media. So let me write that down while I'm thinking of it. I believe it's HobbyView Media. That is Equine. And I'll do one more. Let's see, draw again. It shows HobbyView. Let me. Oh, I guess I could share this screen, can't I? I am so sorry. I didn't realize I could do that. Hold on a second. Share screen. There we go. So I won. No. Probably because I put the thing in there. Let's draw one more time. Robert, are you the one that's in Canada? Robert won. Congratulations. Okay, so Robert, same thing. You don't want it? Okay. Okay. Oh, well, that's very magnanimous of you. I will draw again. Giveaway tool. There's 2 people. PETA and Triple Threats. You won, Peter. All right. I will say one for PETA. All right. Congratulations, gents. Congratulations. Way to go, Peter. Sorry, Triple Threats. It was a 50-50 chance. The computer chose. But, it's a good idea. Next time I go, and I'll say this, there is actually a very good chance I will be going back. I will be sure to pick up some more, and I'll auction them off on the channel. And maybe not open them this time, next time. All right. Rigged. You got rigged by the random number generator. Talk to the Google, or whatever, StreamYard. Talk to the StreamYard. Well, thanks for entering, and that was That's pretty cool. I will send those off. Thanks, guys, for watching the channel. I think I will go grab some. I rigged it. I will go grab some munchies. It's getting relatively dinner time. Well, thanks so much. Well, actually, there's a Z, not an S, but thanks so much. I appreciate it. Thanks for hanging with me. I thought you guys thought it might be interesting. There you go. It's okay. I get that a lot. I am not offended. There was a guy today called me Fritz. I was like, I haven't heard that in a while. All right, fantastic. That should work. I'll wait a couple of minutes to make sure it didn't bounce back. It's a relatively new email. I've switched emails for HobbyView, so hopefully I got it remembered it correctly. I believe that's it. So if it bounces back, hit me up. Just send me a message. Just like I said, Instagram, Facebook, or on the HobbyView channel. So with that, with no further ado, I think I will shut things down. Can't think of anything else. So hang with me. Like I said, I mentioned then I'm back. I gotta start catching up on stuff. If you're in the Houston area, we've got the Warbird event coming up. I'll be at that. I might take some pictures or something. And there's a good chance I'll be going to the AMA Fun Fly. I think that's is it next month? The month after? So if you're in Indiana, they haven't really checked the AMA website for that. So I'm going to be getting out a bit. So, as usual, lots of stuff to do. Thanks everybody for joining me tonight or today on this Sunday afternoon. I really appreciate it. Always appreciate you guys' patronage. And stay tuned, more to come. And I will see you guys later. Jamata Shimasho.